Hello, Lily, who reached out to me via Facebook and asked for a review on her shop. And I love this because we've done all this work, right? You're a brand new designer. You've gone onto Redbubble. You've got 54 designs. And so you know that's not a lot, right? But you want to find out if you're on the right track, and that's a great thing. So in this video, I'm going to review this Redbubble shop. Lily's also got a store as well. She's also got a Shopify store set up, which is liliesartwork.com, and I'm going to review that as well. So let's jump in. Okay, so the biggest challenge when you're first starting out is you do all this work. You set up a Redbubble shop, you upload a ton of designs, you got to tag them, you got to do descriptions, it's hours and hours of work. Then on top of that, you set up a Shopify store, you upload a bunch of designs, you got to learn how websites work, you got to learn how your business works, and then you sit back and you wonder, does anybody care? Is there anybody out there? Is there any customers? Hello, does anyone exist? So you don't really know, right? And I want to be clear, when you're first starting out, this is normal. So if you're thinking about starting a Redbubble shop, I would say don't even worry about sales until you've got 250 or 500 designs uploaded onto Redbubble. And that can be a little disheartening if you're not like really into designing. And so that's where I would recommend that you get some sort of supercharge, like say a Kittl or a Creative Fabrica, some sort of membership where you can jump in. Like you can see here, these city town shout out designs. These look like these are all done using Kittl, which is an online application where you can basically enter in some text and you can make these great designs. So I love this. I think you're on the right track here. Keep doing this. I think this is great. Now I've got some criticisms of this store, which is exactly what Lily asked for. The first thing I want to point out is the store banner here is good. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you want to make it better, then what I would recommend is you shorten the words at the top and you just say something like stand out from the crowd. Something like unique, colorful designs so you can mean nothing to the customer. Less is more here. So as an example, I just made this with my ancient old version of Photoshop, and really all it is an optical illusion design that I got off of Raw Pixel, public domain, and then I put in a banner, and then I wrote stand out from the crowd in big, easy to read font, and then I've got your website listed underneath it. I'm not saying it's necessarily like a million times better, but it's just a bit easier to read, and I just think it's more stark. So a couple suggestions, and that's all they are, suggestions. I would lose the flowery font and have more of a bold font, and I would also lose the light colored background and I would put in a darker color background just so it really pops. You've got about a half a second to attract people's attention when you're on Redbubble if they're looking at your shop. The other thing I wanted to point out really quickly here is with the city and the town shoutouts, if you're using an option like Kittl, for example, which is basically you type in text and then you can download a result, there's no excuse. You could scale this up to 200 overnight, basically. I mean, you could basically spend a weekend, pound out a bunch of different locations, and you could come up with 100 or 200. So I would recommend that because it's free to list on Redbubble. So there's really no reason to not do that. It's not going to cost you anything more. And by the way, if you're a new listener or watcher of the channel and you're not sure what Kittl is, no worries. I'm going to put a link to Kittl in the video description below. Total shameless plug. Give it a shot. It's a free sign up and you can make these designs really easily. So I think it's a wonderful resource to use. So you're definitely on the right track. So the next thing that brings us to is the collections. And we can see here there's 4 collections over on the left. There's the City Town Shout Out, and then there's 3 abstract collections as well, rainbow, abstract, and humorous art. You're gonna have to make a choice at some point if you want to dominate on Redbubble. Well, first of all, get up to 250 designs and then find out what's selling and basically make more of that. And so you've got a choice here that you're gonna need to make in a couple months. Are you going to really double down on the city town shoutouts, or are you going to go a little more abstract? Because they're not the same clientele. Now you can certainly do that. You can have a general store on Redbubble. I have a general store. I make sales every day. So there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to brand your store, then you may need to either drop the city town shoutouts, or you may need to drop the abstract designs, or find a way to incorporate them. Or you just throw your hands up and you say, I'm going to be a general store just to drive sales to my Shopify store. And that's okay too. So there's nothing wrong with that. I will say I really do like the abstract designs, and I think that, these, for example, are really cool, right? I think they'd make good looking stickers, they'd make good looking products, And so definitely continue doing that. I don't know how much range there's going to be on these, because if you've got metallic rainbow designs, there's really only so many you can make, but you'd want to try to maybe get up to 100. Maybe you'd want to put like animal designs in here or flags. So for example, this rainbow design would be pretty cool if it was metallic with, say, a pride flag. I did want to point out, when I look at your Granada, you are the best community in the world sticker, when I scroll down here to the tagging, I can see the tagging here is pretty wimpy. You've got 3 tags, all product tags, 2, so that's 5, and then you've got like 11 tags total. I would recommend trying to fill this up with more tags. Now, if you're not sure what tags to use, just simply Google the phrase. So Granada, for example, so I just Googled it, and it comes up with this little description over here. So I'd put in Caribbean, that would be another one. Spice Isle, I'd put in that. St. George, I would put in something like tropical, island, summer, beach. Those are just, a few ideas off the top of my head. When you're in the tagging, you want to make sure you put in as many relevant tags as possible. Okay, let's take a look here at your Shopify store. So if you're watching this video and you're not sure how I know that it's a Shopify store, you just scroll down to the very, very bottom, and you can see it says Powered by Shopify, and then you click on that, and it basically brings you to a Shopify website where they're trying to sell you on getting a Shopify store. This is what a Shopify store looks like. Again, the name of the website is called liliesartwork.com. And I love Shopify because it's really easy to use. So if you're a beginning designer and you're not sure what to set up, you can just pick a template, and then you've just got these drop-down menus, and it's pretty cool. So I'll just go to accessories and face masks, for example. And we can see here there's a bunch of different face masks. One of the things I would say is this does take time, a lot of time to set up. And I think this looks really good. I would probably just, if it is my personal opinion, I would probably shoot for a little more consistency on these screens. So for example, you've got different types of masks listed, which is great, but then you've got a human face. I would probably lose the face and just keep it all masks, because it's a bit discombobulated seeing a guy here, and then there's a woman, and then there's more masks. This is my personal opinion, I like it just looking like masks. Now, again, if you disagree, feel free to throw it down in the comments below. I'm not offended if somebody disagrees by that, but I just happen to like the consistency of these masks. I think these look really nice, by the way, too. So I think you're off to a great start with it. When I scroll down, I've got shop collections, which is great. And then right at the very bottom, we've got customer reviews. And check this out. Love the clarity of the pictures, would love to see more, but of different subjects. This is a criticism, and it doesn't really belong inside of a customer review. So I'm not sure how much leeway you've got. I don't know how much control you've got over the customer reviews, but if you have a chance to edit this or change it or delete it out or replace it, I would definitely do that. Pick a review that's a little more kind and a little less neutral, if that makes sense. I do think the criticisms are valid, by the way. I do think you need more designs in your store. Like when I go to clothing, for example, and leggings, if I'm really excited about leggings, there's only really like 25 leggings, if that. And so I would want to see more because, if you're using a shop like a Printify or a Printful or a Printbest to ship, like these designs are awesome. Your abstract designs are really nice, and they would actually look really good on leggings and other pieces of clothing. Abstract designs are fantastic. We just want more. And a lot of success for new stores is simply quantity, not necessarily quality, but quantity. You need to establish a digital foothold. And that means a lot of designs, a lot of different designs with a lot of different tags, because people are not going to be searching for your store. They're going to be searching for specific products in specific niches, and they'll find your store through that search. I hope you guys found this video review helpful. I really, really love reviewing stores and connecting with you guys. So if you want to leave a question or a comment down below, I'd absolutely love to hear it, and I'm sure Lily would as well. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and here's another video on how you can supercharge your Redbubble journey.